Cape Horn Gospel 1. I was in a hooker once, said Carlson, and Bill, as was a seaman, died. So we lashed him in an old tarpaulin and tumbled him across the side. And the fun of it was that all his gear was divided up among the crew, before that blushing human error our crawling little captain knew. On the passage home one morning, as certain as I praise for grace, there was old Bill's shadder a-hauling at the weather mizzen topsail brace. He was all grown green with seaweed, he was all lashed up and shored. So I says to him, I says, "Why, Billy, what's a-bringing you back aboard?" "I'm a-weary of them there mermaids," says old Bill's ghost to me. "It ain't no place for a Christian below there, under sea, for it's all blown sand and shipwrecks, and old bones eaten bare, and them cold fishy females with long green weeds for hair." Cape Horn Gospel 2. Jake was a dirty Dago lad, and he gave the skipper chin, and the skipper up and took him a crack with an iron belaying pin, which stiffened him out a rusty corp, as pretty as you could wish, and then we shoveled him up in a sack and dumped him to the fish. That was just arter we got sail on her. Josie slipped from the topsail yard and bust his bloody back, which come from playing the giddy goat and leaving go the jack. We lashed his chips and clouts of sail and ballasted him with stones. "The Lord hath taken away," we says, and we give him to Davy Jones, and that was afore we were up with a line. Joe were chipping a rusty plate a-squatting upon the deck, and all the watch he had the sun a-singeing him on the neck, and for'ard he falls at last, he does, and he lets his mallet go, dead as a nail with a calenture, and that was the end of Joe, and that was just afore we made the plate. All of the rest was sailor men, and it come to rain and squall, and then it was halyards, sheets, and tacks, clew up and let go all. We snugged her down and hove her to, and the old contrary cuss started a plate, and settled and sank, and that was the end of us. We slopped around on coops and planks in the cold and in the dark, and Bill were drowned, and Tom were ate by the swine of a cruel shark, and a mailboat rescued Harry and I, which come to pious prayers, which brings me here a-kicking my heels in the port of Buenos Aires. I'm bound for home in the Orinoco in a suit of looted duds, a DBS a-earning a stake by helping peeling spuds, and if ever I fetch to Prince's stage and sets my feet ashore, you bet your hide that there I stay, and follers the sea no more.